European allies are reportedly urging President Trump to send fighter jets to Romania as part of security guarantees for Ukraine, while Russia says it must be included in international security talks. The foreign affairs minister saying, quote, to this, Lavrov, he says, we cannot agree with the fact that this is now proposed to resolve collective security issues without the Russian Federation. This will not work. Okay. Here to react is the former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor, KT McFarland. KT, your thoughts about Lavrov suddenly doesn't like the details of the security guarantees his boss signed off on.
You know, they've been doing this game for 20 years. Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister, President Putin. Sergei Lavrov is sort of the good cop, bad cop thing. Lavrov is the bad cop. So he comes out and says these, bigger, stronger demands for Russia. And then Putin scoops in, and he's the international global peacemaker. And he says, no, well, I'll do a little give and take. So I'm not as concerned about this. I think the important thing to remember is this is all forward momentum. And this is where Donald Trump is he's a genius in negotiations. He knows by creating a sense of urgency, this sort of shuttle diplomacy in reverse, where the world leaders are shuttling to see him, that he's got a forward momentum so that there's now another negotiation and then another one. I think he eventually gets the deal.
So the Russians have gotten in around Lithuania. There's a missile that just missed Poland. There are also some missile strikes right around the Romanian border. So they're trying to send a message, obviously, to NATO forces. Do you think President Trump or the administration would have a problem stationing fighter jets in Romania as part of an overflight security guarantee?
What President Trump has been quite clear that the contributions that he's looking for this security guarantee are going to come from Europe. So it's not going to be American boots on the ground. But he's been left open-ended, the idea of a security from the air, air security. But we'll see. Again, this is all part of an onward negotiation.
Yeah, I just hope he does. I think that's a reasonable request. Romania, a friendly nation. Italy's Meloni says the Ukraine security plan should be that if they're attacked again, NATO reacts in 24 hours. So we'll see where that goes. Meanwhile, this is fascinating. We have just let Central and South America go over the last 4 years, and it's not been good. Venezuela is spreading their socialism along with Cuba. Then we see Bolivia switch, and they just elected conservatives. They're both two conservatives in a runoff, so they're saying goodbye to socialism. The president puts a bounty on Maduro's head of $50 million, that corrupt politician who lost by 50 points in that ridiculous election. Now we have battleships off the coast of Venezuela, all in the name of Maduro's future and to stop the flow of drugs. Listen to the White House press secretary.
What I will say with respect to Venezuela, President Trump has been very clear and consistent. He's prepared to use every element of American power to stop drugs from flooding into our country and to bring those responsible to justice. The Maduro regime is not the legitimate government of Venezuela. It is a narco-terror cartel. In Maduro, it is the view of this administration, is not a legitimate president.
What do you make of this move, KT?
It's all part of a bigger plan that President Trump has, which is to go after the drug cartels that are poisoning Americans with fentanyl and with the gun trafficking and the gangbangers and ruining our security in our cities. So it's all part of the same deal. And when he's sending those destroyers to the region, he's showing gunboat diplomacy. Like, remember, Maduro, we have a lot of capabilities here that you don't have. And it also comes on the heels of what I think you can't underestimate or overestimate even how much effect that the bombing in Iran had. It was the turning point. Everyone understood, oh, President Trump is serious. We don't want to mess with him. It's the same way that when Biden screwed up the Afghanistan withdrawal, everyone said, oh, Biden, he's really incompetent. He's weak. We can now go after the United States. So, again, this is all part of President Trump's positioning, where the United States is now the global essential power. Don't mess with us.
Right. And we'd love to kick China, Russia, and Iran right out of Venezuela and right out of our hemisphere. And that could happen in one swoop. Thanks, KT. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.